going, what, 2 years? And this is Scott Jordan. You're watching live here at Cellars of Sonoma in beautiful Railroad Square, Santa Rosa, California. This is TV Tuesday Live. We talk about wine. I bring in winemakers. Today we've got Michael Gann, Gann Family Cellars, and he is here showcasing his wines. We're going to have a winemaker dinner on May 12th from 6:30 to 9:30.
A week from Thursday.
A week from this Thursday. Tickets are on sale right now. You can buy them online in the online store. It'll come right up as soon as you go into the store. It's the very first selection right there. $85 per person, all inclusive, includes your wine, the 4-course dinner, live music with Dustin Saylor. You gotta love that. Lots of entertainment, and you get to hang out with Michael because he's a lot of fun.
And Chef Jack from Jack and Tony's.
That's right. Jack from Jack and Tony's is our chef, and he's created a 4-course family-style dinner, so it's going to be wonderful. But we only have room for 24 people. It's right here in the tasting room. I don't know if Andrew can show up that shot. It's beautiful, beautiful spot, but this is all there is room-wise. So it's 24 is the number. That's all we can do. So get those tickets and get them now, and you'll be able to come to the event. It'll be a lot of fun. So Zinfandel. Beautiful, absolutely marvelous wine. And this is real versatile. I mean, you can have this from a bottle, too.
You know, we do, in the summertime, doing a lot of barbecue where you've got like some spicier sauces or some barbecue, little sweeter sauces. Absolute, one of our favorites with barbecued ribs.
Yeah.
Just,
all
absolutely
over that, right?
doing that.
I like it. All right, so our next wine that we're going to talk about is a big hit here in the tasting room. And I remember when we first opened in March of '09, that's barrel tasting weekend, and I told Michael I want to get a barrel sample of one of your wines. And normally when they do barrel tasting samples, obviously you're tasting right out of the barrel. We couldn't really do that in here, but Michael brought the '07 Malbec. Instant hit. I mean instant hit. We blew that wine out. This is the '08. Those of you that do want some of the '07, it is available. It's part of the library series.
The library set now,
And you know what? At the pace that this wine is selling, this baby's going in there too. It won't be long before that's going in there. Fantastic Malbec.
Thank you.
I mean, really, truly. And I'm a really big Malbec fan, and I'm really tough on Malbecs. I taste Malbecs all the time. And you know, I really want a nice soft wine, and man, you've delivered, right? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. This is actually our smallest production wine, if you can believe that. We've got just a 3/4 of an acre block.
Wow.
Just Malbec, and we make anywhere between 150 and 175 cases of this wine. It's basically exclusive to the tasting room.
Right.
So, I mean, you guys flew through all the '07, and now we're on to the '08. The '07, I think, was 175 cases. The '08, like 150.
Yeah, right.
I'm right now talking with the bottling folks to look at putting the '09 in the bottle because we sold some futures on that at Russian River barrel tasting weekend. So, and I believe that one's also going to be like 150. So it's on the smaller side.
Tiny. That is such tiny. You have no idea. That's just micro production. I mean, that is amazing. Did you have a question?
Yes. How is the yield per acre compared to your red varieties?
So the question is, how do the yields per acre compare on the different reds that you produce? So certain vineyards are going to produce X amount of yield. There's a lot of variables in that, really, right? I mean, absolutely. That's a very hard question to answer.
So I would say our 5-year historical average runs right around 3.5 tons per acre.
3.5 tons per acre.
3.5 tons per acre, and
that's not a lot. That's not.
And we're pretty much managing to that level. So if we need to drop some fruit, this is the big year, we're going to try and bring it down.
Mm-hmm. Like this year, you know, could be this amazing, you know, bumper crop. Right?
Could be huge. You never know.
Right.
So depending on how much juice is actually in the berry, how heavy are the berries, are they, full-blown clusters? Did you have a little bit of shatter, and maybe there's some berries that you lost off the cluster? We had some big bumper years where it just goes through the roof. Other years it cuts back a little bit, but I would say on average we're around 3.5 for the reds.
Right.
Whereas the whites, the Chardonnay and the Sauvignon Blanc's a little bit more. Sauv Blanc's probably 4.5 to 5. In a good healthy year, we can hit 6 pretty easily. Whereas the Chardonnay, we're targeting more in that 5 range.
And are you dropping more fruit in the Chardonnay side? I mean, are you trying to manage for that, or is that where you take what you can get out of it?
We actually get kind of a blend because we've got some older, like the Sauvignon Blanc is pretty much all old. We call it old vine Sauv Blanc.
Yeah, when you guys come to the tasting room, I've got isn't that Sauv Blanc? Isn't that what we have upstairs? We've got a big vine. It's, it's 5 feet tall.
But it's this big around. It looks like a tree.
It does. It looks like a tree.
And those were planted back in '78. And the yields on those old ones are down in the 3 to 3.5 range. And then we've got a block that has brand new Sauvignon Blanc that is up in the 5-6 range. So when you average all together, we're there. Same with the Chardonnay. So we've got some old Chardonnay that was planted in the 1978, and then we've got the new blocks, the ones right along the river, 8 to 15, that are kind of the young guns, up and coming, and they're definitely up in the 6 range.
Now the older ones, your yields are a little bit lower when they get older like that?
They do. Yep, absolutely.
So it kind of balances out the idea of having to drop fruit, but you're not really in that regard because your yields are lower.
And we get a little complexity out of it too. Yeah. I mean, those older vines, just have a little different flavor profile to it than the younger vines. So when you add it all together, it actually makes for some nice complexity.
Love that. 2008 Malbec. Really, I mean, come on. This thing is smoking.
It's just so smooth. I mean, it's literally just released this out to market, and it's just so approachable right now.
Amazing. And our customers were really loving the 07. They really were. And I was a little worried about going to the 08s because there's so much talk about the 07s. But you know what? That's holding up big time.
This, if I were to compare the 07 and the 08, I would say, just from an intensity of fruit perspective, this is just a click, just a little bit riper than the 07.
I agree.
But from a texture and from a silkiness, same profile there.
Yeah.
Really silky, just smooth texture. The tannins are not harsh in any way, shape, or form.
No, and if you want a really good gift for somebody or something for yourself, we've got verticals in these wines now, and this is really fun. You can put that 07, 08 side by side, buy out of the library and then buy the current vintage. That's really fun to do. And some of these wines, I'm almost into 3 verticals. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. And we've got lots of the library wines that are those are really rare because there's very little of that left. Some of that, what I have in the racks is all there is. I mean, that's all it's gone.
Two questions.
All right, question 1. Okay. Oh, it's funny. I get I love it. Dan, you are on top of it. I get this email, I don't know if you're on the same, for Free the Grape. And there's been a lot of bills introduced lately that are really going to be a bad scene for the direct-to-consumer business. The good news is we have organizations like Free the Grape that really get out there and reach out to the community. My take is this. It's an uphill battle a little bit for them, but boy, if that gets passed, you're going to be really hurting direct-to-consumer. You really don't want any part of that. We need to fight that, and I'm a real fan of the Free to Grape program because you know what they do is they give you a click-through where you can just click on your legislator and send a letter right there online. It takes 2 seconds, and it forms a letter right to them, and goodbye, Charlie. You're getting your word out and saying, do not pass this. And
So Dan, thank you for giving me the opportunity to step up on my soapbox here.
all right, but I'm going to do it on the back side of the break. Okay. I'm going to interrupt you and do it on the back side of the break. We're going to take a break, be right back. We're going to talk a little